Ask any Indian and the response will be there's one institution we respect, it's the military and the Indian soldier. But ask soldiers and they'll say that much of this tribute is sentimentalism that does not translate into reality. One of the most emotive debates in recent times has been over the issue of one rank, one pension. We've actually seen many ex-servicemen come out and return their medals, even sign signature petitions in blood. And yet, the government believes that this particular demand of one rank, one pension is an impractical, implausible one. On the program today, we look at this entire issue of one rank, one pension. Is it really about money or is it about honor? And in not meeting this demand, are we disrespecting the soldier or is that too much of an oversimplification? Let me start with General Qadian, who's been very involved in this particular movement. General Qadian, it's a very extreme, inflammable almost, if I can use that word, step to return medals. Do you believe that by raising the campaign to that sort of inflammable level, in a sense, rationality and rational debate has gone out of this discourse?
Barkha, firstly, one rank, one pension is a very old issue. It started in 1982 under a different name. And it is not about money, it is about justice. It implies equal pension for equal work, independent of the date of retirement. That is simply put. The depositing, not return, because we intend to take them back once we get our of medal is not a step of our choice, nor was it the first step. For a soldier, it is, I also consider, not dignified to go on a public platform and project his demand. We met each functionary in the government, including the highest. Nobody had a single argument why OROP should not be given, except that if we give it to you, then we have to give it to others also. Now, there is a dichotomy in this. There is a mismatch between our expectation from a soldier and our obligations to him. In the expectation, we expect him to undergo all the hardships, separation, work 24 hours a day, round the clock, and lay down his life. And then when it comes to our obligation, we compare him to a 9-to-5 job. We started with the rallies. The highest in the government said, no, soldiers shouldn't be doing it. Yeah. Again, a dichotomy that when it comes to protests, everybody else does it, but soldiers shouldn't be doing it. Again, you are treating us differently. Also remember, we have decided to keep the movement disciplined and lawful. Our options then get limited. We don't want to be like anybody else, break hydrants and burn buses.
No, that would be a tragedy to see the Indian soldier doing that.
We are determined not to do that.
But let's move on to the core of the debate. Is it practical? Is it being rejected only on the grounds that it would have to then be applied to everybody? And if that is the reason, is that a good reason? Indu Liberhan, as somebody involved closely with this, how would you answer General Qadian's complaint that you can't compare the soldier to the civilian? You can't compare the soldier to the bureaucrat?
Look, you can't compare the soldier to the bureaucrat, that is right. It is not only about the issue of having to give it to everybody. You see, there is a legal problem and a financial problem, which is a different issue, but the legal issue is that pension is a derivative of your pay. It is a sort of a package given to you when you join. So if a person retires on a particular day or joins service on a particular day, he has a certain employer. Now, I'll come to the state later. Employer has a certain responsibility to his employee. He says, okay, if your pay is 100, I'm going to pay you 70, 30 I will give you over the next 30 years or whatever it is. Now, obviously then when the pay changes, the percentage will change and therefore the absolute number will change. If you give one rank, one pension, what you're actually doing is revising a pay with a retrospective effect, when the person has actually not worked. So the issue is that this one rank, one pension in its concept the way they want it is going to create problems. Government has been taking steps to bring parity to the extent possible and to the extent that the finance minister is able or the finance ministry is able to provide the requisite funds.
May I ask